Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, and yeah, this time with the Goldsmiths. So let's go get ourselves a new job. Good day to you, adventurer, and welcome to the Goldsmiths Guild. Have you come to observe our artisans at work? Indeed, it's a marvel to watch goldsmiths transform raw metals and uncut gemstones into sparkling rings, earrings, and necklaces, some of which possess magical properties, no less. You know, if you'd like to try your hand at goldsmithing, the guild is open to adventurers like yourself. No prior experience is required, for we teach all you need to know about the craft. Would you be interested? It pleases me greatly to hear you say so. As a first step, I would have you understand the purpose of our guild. The vast mineral resources of Thanalan have given rise to a grand goldsmithing tradition which has been refined throughout the ages. Our techniques are renowned across the realm, our creations held in the highest regard. However, we of Ashtain Lapidaries, the premier source for Uldan jewelry, were not content to rest on our laurels. Seeking to advance our craft, we turned our eyes to the east, the only place in the known world whose goldsmithing was set to rival our own. We built the finest facilities to beckon their master hither and blended their foreign techniques with ours. Our guild quickly became the center of Eorzean goldsmithing. Here you shall benefit from the refined wisdom of countless veteran craftsmen. You will learn to see the potential in your materials and shape them to your will. These are essential skills, for a goldsmith must own his eyes to identify and appraise all manner of materials, and, when needs be, recognize imitations for what they are. It is said that a master goldsmith can ascertain the authenticity of a man himself. You may one day come to possess such vision, but even the most magnificent jewel begins life as a rough-hewn stone. It must first be cut and polished before it can delight the eye with its brilliance. If you'd become a goldsmith, you must needs refine yourself as you would a gemstone. It will take much time and effort, and there is no guarantee of success. Should you be certain that this is the life you seek, speak to me once more. Before you can embark upon your journey to become a goldsmith, you must first seek an audience with our guildmaster. Are you ready to do so? To get our first set of equipment, yeah. You shall find Mistress Serendipity on the workshop floor, just down the steps. Show her your burning desire to learn, and you are certain to receive her permission to join. Stop right there, you little troublemaker! People are working here! Oh, pardon me. I had you mistaken for Mammoth. For a moment there I... Let's start over, shall we? What brings you here today, adventurer? Do you perchance have aspirations to become a goldsmith? Yes, in fact. Really? That's great. Welcome, welcome. I'm Serendipity, but you can call me Sarah. Or is that too informal? Sorry, I'm still unaccustomed to his whole guildmaster business. Alright, what did you say your name was again? Adrian? Alright, Serenia Shadowstar. Well then, Serenia, work hard and one day your creations may line the shelf of Ashtain aesthetics. Trust in yourself and you can achieve anything. That was sufficiently inspiring, I trust. Good. Next order of business, here's your new chaser hammer. Well, I say new, but it's actually a bit weathered. But never you mind that. Just show me that you know how to hold it so we can get started. Okay, let's equip the chaser hammer. And perhaps a few clothes. Make a new set and talk to her again. Great, let's get started. Fruit, though to be honest, I'd swear you've done this before by the way you have a hammer on your hip. Mind you, even if you do have some experience, a responsible guildmaster must ensure that her charges have a firm grasp on the fundamentals. Therefore, I command you to craft me a copper ingot. It's simple, really. All you need is copper ore and a wind shard. Our guild supplier XIV can supply you with copper ore, and I gave you a few shards along with your hammer. At least I think I did. If it turns out you don't have any, you just need to get some yourself. Isn't this exciting, Serenia? Your first real challenge as a member of a Goldsmith's guild. Show me the ingot when it's done. Wrong job. Yeah. So let's craft some copper ingots. Simple enough, I suppose. You know, I think it's quite, utter garbage. The worst, not even fit for making a chamber pot. Quiet, Gigi. I'm the guildmaster. I get to decide what's fit for a chamber pot. Please excuse me, he gets a bit overzealous at times. Gigi is my assistant, but he has a habit of butting in with his opinions. Most moments are rather simple, capable of no more than rudimentary speech. They can be relied upon for menial tasks, but little else. Gigi, on the other hand, is quite intelligent and quite stubborn, I might add. I suspect that's due to his age. He's been with the guild for an eternity, ever attending each guild master, but recently he's been coming and going as he pleases. Kneel before Gigi, the one true guild master. Respect my authority, ignorant mortal, or suffer my wrath. It's like this every day, Serenia. I'm afraid the experience he's accumulated over the century of assisting guildmasters has made him arrogant. It's quite intimidating, really. I may be the guildmaster, but he's like a walking, talking archive of all knowledge to do with our craft. Oh, I completely forgot about the ingots. Sorry. As I was about to say, I think this is very, very good for a beginner. It's reasonably pure and well formed. I dare say you got a knack for this, Serenia. What you now need is practice. So keep practicing with your hammer and come back here when you've gotten more comfortable using it. Bugger off, greenhorn! Okay, now a bit more leveling. That Gigi would be really annoying in real life, I believe. But here we are, level 5. Oh, Serenia, I'm honestly a bit surprised to see you. Most newcomers find Gigi's evaluation so harsh that we never hear from them again. I'm so glad that you didn't take him seriously when he said your copper wasn't fit for a chamber pot. I mean, really, it doesn't even make sense. You could make a chamber pot out of anything. Anyway, I hope you've been working hard, because the next task won't be nearly as easy as the last. Listen well, Serenia, I want you to make 3 copper gorgets. For this you need copper ingots, which you very conveniently learned to make last time. Now, I directed you to purchase ore from XIV before, but there are other ways to obtain it. You could dig it up yourself, or perhaps befriend a lonely miner and convince him to share some with you. However you choose to obtain your materials, I'm sure you put them to good use. Yeah, we need copper ingots and a bit of leather. Simple enough. So let's craft. I already did one. Still trying for high quality, but still very bad at this. Good old crafting. I like how crafting is done in Final Fantasy XIV. I don't have that much experience with other games, but when I remember how it was done in Star Wars The Old Republic, it was a bit boring and annoying. At least back then. I don't know how it's now. I believe they changed quite a bit. Are the gorgets ready? One is high quality. Well, in my opinion... Gorgets, your gorgets are gorgeous, greenhorn. Oh wait, I meant grotesque, ungodly, an affront to the gods themselves. For shame. Beg your pardon, Serenia. I'm afraid that constructive criticism isn't one of Gigi's strong points. But where was I? Ah yes, your gorges are well made, strong and functional. And that's the least they should be, as they are meant to protect one's throat. When it comes to basic pieces like these, we don't have much creative freedom. Still, it doesn't mean we should put in less effort, especially since the techniques used to craft simple accessories are the same ones used to craft elaborate ones. Now then, you've learned how to handle your hammer, but there's another tool I'd like you to get acquainted with. With this grinding wheel, you find it easier to add the finishing touches when you craft. Try using it and you see what I mean. Keep your nose to that grinding wheel and you'll be ready for the next challenge in no time at all. So, this new offhand item, the grinding wheel. Okay, and level 13 already. Huh. Okay. Not so fast to the next, so for level 10 quest. Throw some rings on it. I'm so sorry, sir. Please don't... Oh, it's only you, Serenia. For a moment there I thought my heart was about to fail me. I thought the angry miner had returned. Gigi wasn't pleased with the ore the miner brought, you see, and he made the sentiment clear in the only way he knows how. There was mention of a miner's mother and an alt goat and... never mind that. I have an urgent task for you. We've just received an order for a prodigious quantity of copper rings, and I'd like you to handle it. Now, with an honest-to-God's commission, Serenia, you'll have to satisfy a paying customer, not your kind and lovely guildmaster. But I believe you can do more than simply satisfy. Now, the customer's waiting, so you'd best get started on those copper rings. When they're ready, come and show them to me, just for good measure. Yeah, this is basically the tutorial quest for quick synthesis. Put in the how many items you need and watch yourself do it. This is especially useful when you want to craft stuff that is far below your level, or just want a ton of something, and the quality doesn't really matter. Like here, because we just turned it in. Nah, Gigi. Copper rings. I've seen worse. Oh, Gigi, must you always be so... Wait a minute, did you say you've seen worse? So when you, that's as good as a compliment coming from him. I mean, when you consider what a scathing critic he usually is, perhaps the fact that he's not saying anything more insulting is a sign he likes it. After all, he calls your previous work utter garbage and an affront to the gods themselves. I half expected him to call these rings abysmal failures. Oh, I probably should take the opportunity to teach you a thing or two about what you made. Copper rings are, well, rings made of copper. They can be used to make chains and chainmail. You probably knew all of it. Anyway, Serenia, I would like you to deliver these rings to the client personally. I would handle it myself, but I believe it's very important that you learn how to deal with customers firsthand. Excuse us! The client is a sultan sworn named Robert, who should be waiting outside the guild right about now. I told him he could wait inside, but he said he didn't want to distract the goldsmiths with their work. Not that I would mind a distraction like that. Charming guy, I guess? Okay, Robert. Where are you? You're a goldsmith, aren't you? Did Mr. Serendipity send you? Here are your rings, sir. Yes, we serve nicely. Keeping the Sultana from harm is perilous business, you see, and we Sultan Sworn can never have enough supplies to keep our equipment in serviceable condition. You may inform Serendipity that she can expect full payment soon, and that I send her my fondest regards. Okay. Seems he has a thing for her. How did it go, Serenia? What did he say about me? I mean, about your work. Oh, anyway, seeing as how well your first commission went, I have high hopes for those to come. In fact, why don't you speak with your Eusters down at the quicksand and see what work is available for a goldsmith? Yes, I believe you're quite ready to handle commissions independent of my supervision. Take yourself to the Adventurers Guild and try taking on a task or two. Okay, and more leveling. Oh, but just a bit though. You would not believe what just happened, Serenia. Kiki touched my bottom. I was assisting one of my goldsmiths when he reached out and grabbed it without warning. Then he had the gall to say that my bottom lacked sufficient shape and tone. I feel so violated and insulted. I'm glad Robert wasn't here too. Oh, that reminds me. Robert was back again with another commission. This time he wants a pair of fang earrings and a brass gorget made. And not just by any guildsmith, mind you. He specifically requested the artisan who crafted the copper rings. That's you. He must be really impressed. When you have accessories already, pray present them for my inspection. Okay. Brass and heart leather and fang earrings, but needs wolf fangs. No bad fangs, right? Anyway, whatever it was, let's craft. Useless. Okay. Come on. Bad luck. Oh, I'm just glad we don't need high quality for this. Okay, Mr. Serendipity. However, earrings of a gadget coming along. I don't want to keep Robert waiting. Don't worry, we're finished. Impressive work, Serenia. You clearly have an affinity for brass. The fine touches on these earrings in particular are... Nah, thanks. Brass? This presents a dilemma. I should not like these items, but they feel fresh. Your numerous mistakes when taken together give them an endearing quality. I'm reminded of Serendipity. Her meager bosom and untoned buttocks are... Gigi, I have you know that my bosom is quite ample and my bottom is as firm as can be. I simply don't wear clothing, but... Wait, this has nothing to do with anything, and I refuse to be a party to a debate over my own body parts. We were talking about the earrings and the gorget you made, Serenia. Both called for brass, which is more useful than you may realize. While it isn't the fanciest metal around, it can be made to resemble gold in appearance if shaped and polished well. And despite Gigi's comments, I believe you've done an excellent job. Robert will doubtless agree. Since he requested that you make these items, I suppose you should be the one to deliver them. You find him outside, as before. Good to see you again, Serenia. I take it the earrings and the gorget are ready. By the gods, the craftsmanship is exquisite. This isn't gear to be worn, but art to be admired. It is of little wonder that Serendipity was named Guildmaster at such a young age. She's a woman of incomparable talent and a rare beauty besides. What, it was you who crafted these? Well now, this is an unexpected development. I will have to keep my eye on both you and your lovely Guildmaster. My thanks, Serenia. He thought it was my handiwork? I don't know what to say. For a customer to mistake your work for mine speaks to your growth as a goldsmith. At the rate you're improving, I can only imagine what customers will be saying about you years from now. Okay. Serenia, oh gods, you should have seen it. It was glorious. A golden brown apple tart freshly baked by a Bismarck-trained chef. I was saving it for an afternoon snack, but the moment I turned my back, that little terror ate it. Gigi ate it. Mammoths can't even taste food. And then he had the nerve to criticize my diet, saying it would lead to further deviation from conventional standards of beauty. Gods, I just... Pardon my outburst. That's not why you're here. Keeping your skills sharp, I trust? You know, it occurs to me that the past 2 tasks I gave you weren't proper lessons. How about I teach you something new? What do you know about materia? Wait, don't answer that. Even if you are familiar with it, 'tis my duty as Guildmaster to instruct you in its application to our craft. So let's review the basics. Materia are special crystals which you can use to enhance the properties of items. Now, attaching these crystals requires an artisan's touch. So for this lesson, I want you to attach materia to an item. Not any item, mind you, but a stackhorn staff, which I would have you craft yourself. This particular staff may prove difficult to construct, if only because the recursive thorns must be cut from antelopes which are not native to Fanalan. If you wish to purchase some, you might have some luck searching at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. If that doesn't yield what you seek, a trip to Gridania may be in order. There are numerous types of material out there, and it's entirely up to you what you use. I'm only concerned with your ability to attach it after all. Oh, and I almost forgot the most important part. If all this talk of materia makes absolutely no sense, you could go to Central Fanalan and learn from Master Mutamix himself. Though to be honest, I didn't understand a word he said. No questions? Splendid. Off you go. And yeah, level 20 is the obligatory materia tutorial. Also the get items you can't simply buy at a shop tutorial. And now, where is it? The staff and meld, and we have a piety materia here. Not really something for Stackhorn stuff, but oh well. Because piety, as far as I know, works only on healer jobs, and this is a staff for a thaumaturge. A black mage. The crystallized essence of past experience, so easily inherited. This is all rather silly. Wouldn't it be more simple to attach materia directly to self? Gigi would be glad to try insert crystals into Greenhorn's skull. No, bad Gigi. This isn't how materia works. Oh, please don't misunderstand him, Serenia. I'm certain that he means well. As for the stuff, it's very well made and the materia is perfectly melded. Nicely done. Perhaps you're wondering who would prefer a staff with a headpiece of bone over one studded with crystals? Well, thaumaturges favor such equipment. Fangs and horns are the weapons of beasts used to kill and defend. Few materials are better suited than these for channeling the dark arts, or so I understand. I'm the furthest thing there is from a trained thaumaturge, but even I can sense the arcane magic residing within this stuff. Anyway, I trust you learned something today about the importance of searching the markets and about how to handle materia. I hope this knowledge serves you well in future endeavors. And a bit more leveling. Here we are again. Oh, ever the silver. Okay. Oh, Serenia, I was just hoping you would come by. You see, something happened to Gigi. Recently he started acting strange. Even by his usual standards. Anyway, I believe I've determined the course, and it's quite complicated, but to put it simply, he's breaking down. I can handle the repairs, but I need to count on you for something. I need you to make an ingot of silver. Not any ingot of silver, mind, but a high quality one. It may seem daunting, but I have every confidence that you can handle the task. So yeah, here start the high quality items at level 25. Where is it? Here. Huh, I already have one, so let's not craft one and just give her the one I already have. This is perfect, Serenia. I can fix Gigi with this, I'm sure of it. Silver ingot. Forced to accept aid from Greenhorn. So humiliating. Poor Gigi. He's like a completely different person. Is he? What? Not that different than usual, you say? Well, it may seem that way to you, but I assure you he's quite out of sorts. Anyway, silver was historically prized for its beauty. Ancient peoples even believed it possessed magical properties. Although they did not completely understand the natural process involved, they were in fact correct. It's difficult to explain to someone without an extensive background in the relevant fields. Let's just say Silver is really good at channeling ether. For this reason, Silver is the material of choice for making a mammoth's precision parts. Thankfully, the components responsible for Gigi's erratic behavior is within my ability to craft. But God forbid his core should ever be damaged. Oh, the core? It's like, well, it's everything that makes Gigi himself, his memories, his personality, his soul, really. When he was first built over a century ago, he knew nothing, but by assisting guildmaster after guildmaster, he's come to possess more wisdom and experience than any living goldsmith. That knowledge, and the gentle soul that carries is our guild's greatest treasure. I take it you didn't realize just how irreplaceable he is. Believe me, it's been a great comfort having him around. And thanks to you, we can continue to rely on his counsel. Okay. At least it was quick and easy, and with that, let's end this episode and continue the Goldsmith next time. And see where the actual plot of this crafting job goes. Until then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.